Hello everyone. I know it's been a little while since I've posted last. Thought I would try out the new camera that, well, it's not even new, we bought it a very long time ago. But I thought I would try it out today so I can give you guys some better quality content, which is hilarious because today's look is brought to you by yesterday's makeup. Yes, I'm looking a hot mess. But I thought I'd record something pretty quickly, so we're gonna try and get through this pretty quickly. It is February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. So I decided I would throw on a bati. If you don't know what a bati is, I'm so sorry. Anyways, today's video is going to be Unpopular Opinions, Relationship Edition. Because I was like, oh shoot, Valentine's Day just happened, you know? Okay, I'm sure. I was like, oh shoot, Valentine's Day just happened. And I was like, you know, maybe I'll get my unpopular opinions out there, stir up some trouble. Actually, they're not really that crazy. Well, unpopular opinion number one. I don't think the majority of people should be in relationships. Now, I am pretty vocal about this. Like, I think you need to be so solid and like so sure and so comfortable with yourself and being single before you should even be open to going into a relationship. You need to be comfortable doing things by yourself. You shouldn't have that total dependency on another person to, you know, supply that need or fill that void. There shouldn't be a void in a relationship. A relationship should be like an addition to your already completed life. And so I think a lot of people be rushing into relationships because they just don't want to be alone. And it's like, that's not healthy. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to want someone else there. It's okay to like want to be with someone else, but you should also want to be with yourself. You should respect your alone time, your personal time. Self-growth is so important before you grow with someone else. And that kind of does lead into my unpopular opinion number, which is the rate in which you both grow. I feel as if you are working on yourself and you are, you know, like putting as much work into yourself, you're really setting goals for yourself, you're making sure that you are being your best version of yourself, then as soon as you are ready to welcome someone else into your life, it's very important that, you know, they are also on that same page, that they have also taken the initiative to work on themselves, to, you know, take care of themselves, to make sure that they are healthy before they are also looking for that addition into their life. People fall into a relationship with someone who just isn't ready to grow at the same rate that they are growing, or sometimes isn't ready to grow, period. You know, you stay with them because they have other redeeming qualities, but it's like there will always be that that rift, I think, between you and that significant other. You're going to have different goals. You're going to have a different mindset. You already, you know, do. If you've worked on yourself and they haven't, it'll show. I mean, that also kind of leads into my third unpopular opinion, which is that dependency on someone else. It's a very hard topic and it's kind of cutthroat to say, but if you rely on someone else or your significant other to make you feel happy every day, to make you feel justified every day, or to raise your self-esteem every moment of every day, like, that's not healthy. You're putting a lot of pressure on your significant other to do that, you know, consistently and on a daily basis. And it's like, you're almost kind of telling your significant other that you're fragile, and if they don't do those things, you know, they don't build you up constantly, like, you might just fall apart. That's not healthy, you know what I mean? You're putting them in a position where they now feel obligated to do those things because, like, they love you and like they want to see you get better, but you're not getting better, because getting better doesn't come from someone else's validation. You need to have that bad bitch mentality, like, you know, like, you are that motherfucker. Like, you need to have that mentality before you can be with someone else. You can't put all that pressure on them to do that for you, on them to literally build you, which is why it's so important to work on yourself before getting into a relationship with someone else. Okay, and that kind of goes into, are we in my third unpopular opinion? Are we in my fourth unpopular opinion? Shit. Well, let's see who did. You know what? My next unpopular opinion, screw it. We're not even gonna number them anymore. Which is that two negatives don't equal a positive. As in, two broken people should not be together. And I think this was maybe like it was like 2013, 2010. I don't know, that weird stage of Tumblr where everyone would post this thing where it's like, oh my gosh, like, I see his scars, he sees mine. And honestly, like going back to your own self-growth, your own self-work, working on yourself, you can't be with someone else when you're broken and they're broken. That'll create a toxic relationship. It makes for a toxic relationship. But yeah, and so it's kind of, going on that thing where it's selfish of you to ask your partner to be your rock, to be like that person that has to continuously build you. A relationship should be, like I said, like an addition. You guys should be supporting each other while you're supporting yourselves. You should be, encouraging each other to reach even higher goals, or, to expand the horizon, essentially. Like, you should be supportive of each other, but also like having that understanding that if things weren't to work out, you guys would still be okay. And so my next unpopular opinion would be something that kind of, I don't want to say directly ties into social media, but we do see a lot more of it now that social media is more prominent. And that is, the overexposure of your relationship. I don't think it's wrong for you to post a significant other. That's fine. I mean, like, I show off my significant other most of the time. But there should be parts of your relationship that you keep to yourself, that you don't disclose with the rest of the media and the rest of the world. It's less about like other people and more for your own your own mental health, really. I've gone through a lot of situations with friends where they've posted things that they instantly regret, or they've posted things that they realize, once they go through a breakup with that significant other, or they go through anything, people are now able to comment on those things. And it's hard for like the friends that I've gone through with this, because they all of a sudden don't want to talk about any of that stuff. You want a private breakup. They don't want to expose all this shit, but it's like, you've been exposing you and this person like a lot. When you post something, it's out there. It's out there for anyone to see, for anyone to comment on, for anyone to screenshot. So it's very hard for you to go from something that's completely public to want to all of a sudden have that privacy. Because a lot of people won't give you that privacy. A lot of people are nosy ass bitches out here. They love drama. They love investing themselves in other people's lives. So I really believe that, if you're in a relationship, like I said, post cute pictures and everything, but like, don't put all of your business out there for other people to be able to comment on, especially when things don't go well, or if you have a messy breakup. It's very hard to ask for privacy then. Okay, and then my last unpopular opinion would be when people move too quickly. Personally, for me, like, I'm definitely the type of bitch where I would date someone for years. God, would it be damn near a decade before I marry them? Maybe. I've dealt with certain situations, being in the finance industry. I'm in banking, and I've had a scenario where, I've handled a wife and a husband kind of individually and together as my customers. And I knew them for a little while. They had recently just got married, and I was a little suspect. I'm like, oh, it's your lives, it's whatever, let me just get this transaction done, it's cool. And I remember the wife came in one day and she was incredibly distraught. She was, crying, incredibly emotional. I decided to have a seat with her, and when I pulled up her accounts, I saw that she had been garnished. Like, all of her accounts, her with her husband, her, and all of her kids' accounts, because they were both on all their kids' accounts, and she wanted more information on what had happened. And I was explaining to her that, it's a really hard conversation to have, but it's like, your husband, this was the garnishment for your husband, which means that he had some sort of outstanding debt. And it was a lot. Like, they garnished all of the kids' savings accounts, the tuition accounts for college, all of it. And she was just like, how could this happen? He never told me a thing. It's so difficult. I'm kind of tying into one of my favorite TV shows, which is House. Gregory House always says that everybody lies. And it's not always because you have ill intent, malicious intent. A lot of the time it's embarrassment. I would argue the majority of the time it's embarrassment, where you just can't have those conversations with your significant other, or you feel like if you do, they'll break up with you, it'll change the way they see you or view you. So they just don't tell their spouse. And I don't want to think of myself as someone who goes into a relationship suspect from the jump. But that is the issue with rushing into things too quickly, is that sometimes you just don't know enough about that person. You can love the person that they are right now. You can love every little thing about them. You can fall in love with all of it, but you don't know their past. And sometimes things from their past can affect their future, such as that scenario. And I feel as if with making a decision such as heavy as marriage, every significant other deserves the right to know, or every person deserves the right to know about their significant other, you know. Every person deserves the right to know those skeletons in the closet, because this is a marriage. Like, it's a union. You know, it should have been brought forth with open energy, with honesty and integrity, and it's very difficult when you rush into something like that too soon, because you don't really give yourself time to understand that person. Like, you think you might, but it's like, how much do you know about them, you know? And I personally don't think that there's a rush to things like a relationship. You can be with a person for as long as you want before you get married. You know, I think it's ridiculous how society wants to overlay this stigma or this unrealistic view that people need to get married and have kids and buckle down and all this stuff at such an early age. You're still young. Go enjoy yourself. Don't put those unnecessary pressures on yourself. But anyways, hopefully you guys liked this unpopular opinion relationship edition. I will be trying to record more. Hope you guys liked the new camera. I was probably out of focus for all of this because I literally cannot see myself. And happy Valentine's Day. I know I'm a little bit late to the game, but thank you guys again so much for watching. If you guys want to see any other type of videos, let me know. I post kind of not consistently, but I'm working on getting a schedule down for that. I'm also working on getting a schedule down for my writing. I've been working on a lot of shit lately, so I'm really excited to bring you guys into all of that. But for now, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!